So I know we all like to talk about the nutrition, the recovery, the training part of losing weight and building your dream physique. But I want to talk about something today that might just be a silent killer when it comes to making progress because this thing has stopped me from not only achieving goals, but even trying to pursue them in the first place. In all honesty, it's something that still affects me today, but back then, when I became aware of it, I obviously did something about it, hence why I'm in the position I am in now. And this thing is perfectionism. It's going so deep into the details of things to try to have the most optimal program that you think will have no flaws and will get you from point A to point Z with no bumps in the road. And the truth is that there will never be a road like that. So you might as well stop looking for one. The one thing I've learned and the one thing I've been taught, especially through my readings of the Bible, is that to build perseverance and to build character, you need to go through struggle. And if you don't go through struggle and you're constantly looking for the easy way out, you're never going to build those traits that are going to allow you to achieve those things. Remember, nothing easy is worth doing. Everything that's worth doing is always hard. So when we allow ourselves to be perfectionists, we constantly dwell on the what ifs of the situations that we're about to enter. But the longer you dwell on the what ifs, not only are you wasting time, but you don't understand how much you're discouraging yourself from actually starting because you start overthinking so much about these 100 different routes that you can take that it becomes so overwhelming, you don't even want to step foot in there. The only way for you to learn how to do something, the only way you're going to learn what works for you is to pick one route and just start. Because the truth is that when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to training, I think the only thing I wouldn't include in there is recovery. But when it comes to those two things, everybody's different. Everybody has a different lifestyle. Everybody has different preferences. There's no one size fits all. Now, don't get me wrong, it all revolves around the same concept, but everybody has their own way of doing it. As long as you're able to fit in with the undeniable concepts, it really doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you stay within those bounds. Now, I want to talk about three things that you guys can start doing to start combating perfectionism today. Because my goal is always to talk to you about the mistakes I made, but then try to help you not make the same mistakes. Starting off with number one is going to be stop acting like it's the end all be all when you mess up with your nutrition or you miss a day at the gym. I know a lot of people tell you that, oh, you got to follow your list to the T. You got to make sure you're doing these things every single day. And while it is true that consistency is the key, that doesn't mean that by you messing up one day, it's going to mess up all your progress and that you need to sit there and cry about it. Because one bad day does not mess up all your progress, but the accumulation of a bunch of good days and a bunch of bad days is what's going to determine how much progress you're going to make. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to mess up. You are going to relapse. You are going to miss a workout. Sometimes your workouts are going to be terrible, right? Sometimes you're going to indulge in things that you swore you wouldn't indulge in. Understand that it's okay as long as you don't fall back into those habits and make them a regular thing. As long as the next day you pick back up where you left off and continue to follow your program. Number two is going to be stop comparing yourself with the people on social media and with the people around you. Your chapter one is not the same as their chapter one. People start off very differently, and this can be due to many factors. Some people start off with the right knowledge because it was either passed down to them or they learned it before they actually went and tried to do something. So they will start off and progress a lot better than you. Others could have very good genetics and might end up looking a lot better than you, even though you guys have been working out for the same time. Lastly, remember that everything you see on social media is just one side of things. You never know how long that person's been training. You don't know what that person has gone through to get to where they're at now. So take everything that you see on social media with a grain of salt. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is your past self to make sure that you're improving. As far as constantly comparing yourself to other people, it's really a losing game because you're going to get stuck overthinking about why you think they're so much ahead of you. And number three is going to be to stop looking for the most optimal workout routine, the most optimal nutritional plan, and simply just start. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you will not know what works for you until you start. Pick a path or pick a method and go ahead and try it. Because as you go down the road, as time passes by, you are going to learn if that method worked for you, what in that method worked for you, why it worked for you, what you can improve on. If it didn't work for you, what you can do next. But you're never going to find these things out until you actually start. With that being said, I know this was a shorter video, but I still hope this video helped out a lot of you guys. And if there's any other topics that you guys want me to cover, make sure that you comment it down below. And if this video did help you in any way, make sure that you subscribe.